The next morning, the villa was a picture of hungover serenity. I woke up early, showered, and went downstairs to make coffee. When Sophie padded into the kitchen, wearing one of my oversized t-shirts, she looked like the picture of domestic bliss. She wrapped her arms around my waist from behind, pressing a kiss between my shoulder blades. "Morning, babe," she murmured. "Did you sleep well?" "Like a log," I lied smoothly, turning around to hand her a mug. I smiled, a perfectly constructed mask of oblivious affection. "You? MHM. Last night was crazy, right? Cassie really crossed a line with that prank. I'm going to talk to her about it today. Don't worry about it," I said, taking a sip of my black coffee. It was just a joke. No harm done. The relief that washed over her face was palpable. She really thought I was that stupid. By noon, the rest of the weekend squad had dragged themselves out of bed. We all sat around the massive kitchen island, eating leftover pizza and complaining about headaches. Ryan sat next to me, clapping me on the shoulder and making jokes about how much beer I'd put away. I laughed right along with him. The drive back to the city was uneventful. Sophie slept in the passenger seat, her head resting against the window. I drove in silence, my mind calculating the logistics of the nuclear strike I was about to execute. Monday morning, I went to work as usual. But during my lunch break, I didn't go to the cafeteria. I went to the law offices of Harrison Vance, a high-end firm specializing in vicious divorces and corporate litigation. I sat across from a sharp-eyed lawyer named Rebecca. I slid a heavily encrypted flash drive across the polished mahogany table. "Everything is on there," I said, my voice dead flat. Videos, photos, and a complete export of a group chat involving 22 people, all corroborating a prolonged affair and a conspiracy to conceal it. Rebecca plugged the drive into her secure terminal. Her eyes widened slightly as she scrolled through the files. "Mr. Hayes, this is comprehensive, and frankly, deeply disturbing. I don't just want a divorce, Rebecca," I said, leaning forward. "Sophie's career is built on a pristine public image. She's the VP of communications for a publicly traded firm. Ryan is the lead creative director at a rival agency. They both signed morality clauses." Rebecca looked up, a predatory smile slowly forming on her lips. "You want to burn them down. I want to salt the earth," I corrected. "I want the divorce filed immediately. I want the house, the cars, and the joint accounts frozen. But more than that, I want to prepare a secondary legal strategy. Emotional distress, defamation, whatever we can throw at the people in that group chat. They actively facilitated and mocked the destruction of my marriage. The legal grounds for suing the friends will be tricky," Rebecca cautioned. "But the threat of public exposure via discovery, that will terrify them. As for your wife and your friend, with this evidence, we can decimate them in mediation. They won't dare step foot in a courtroom." "Draft the papers," I said, standing up. Over the next 3 days, I played the role of the perfect husband. I cooked dinner. I asked Sophie about her day. I even met Ryan for a beer after work on Wednesday, listening to him vent about his boss while I quietly paid the tab. Every smile, every nod felt like swallowing broken glass. But the anticipation of what was coming kept me numb. On Thursday, I called a meeting with my own CEO. "Ethan," he said, motioning for me to sit. "What's on your mind? You've been killing it on the Apex account." "Thank you, sir," I said, taking a seat. "I need to ask for a 2-week leave of absence, starting immediately," he frowned. "Is everything all right?" "I'm initiating a highly contentious divorce," I said plainly. "The fallout will likely be public, and it involves executives at rival firms. I don't want the ensuing media circus to bleed into our daily operations here. I need time to manage the legal proceedings." My CEO, a man who valued loyalty and discretion above all else, studied me for a long moment. "Do you have the upper hand?" "I have everything," I replied. He nodded slowly. "Take the time you need. Your job is safe here, Ethan." Friday night was the monthly weekend squad gathering. This time,